Okay, today I'm doing something pretty common if you have an ML or a W163 chassis. It's replacing center console switches. They just go nasty. Stop working, usually the driver's one first. But I pulled this whole switch assembly out, which looks like this. This is the new one. They're like anywhere between 40 and 150 bucks online, depending on whether you buy a aftermarket or an original one. This is an aftermarket one. There's never been any problems that I've heard of from these things. So 40 bucks is what it costs, including shipping. That's all the crap from my center console there. You have to empty it out. And there's two screws in there. You're gonna need to remove these two little screws back there, two Phillips screws. So those two, pull your change thing out, slip the surround off the gear lever, which I'm gonna be able to do in a second. I need a little plastic thingy to pop it up. Slip the surround off the gear lever. Once the two screws are out, you pull the console out, and then we'll show you from there. Back in a second. Okay, so the little plastic surround is off. The two screws loosened from the console storage, and I've unhooked everything just to make it easier for you to see, and you don't have to watch unhooking wires. Then this basically reach under, push up on the wood part this way. It just pops in. There's little locking feet here, and a couple of them at the front. So you pull up at the back and then slide backwards after you've unhooked all the wiring. And then you'll see these two legs that go in that slot and that slot in the front. So they'll go in first when you're putting it back in. And we flip it over. And oh yeah, there's not screws holding this in. The Phillips screws are not holding this one in. I forgot. Whatever. There's four little clips holding it in. And I need a flathead screwdriver, which I don't, where's my plastic trim removal tool? It's around here somewhere. You're basically going to stick the trim removal tool in between the clip and pop it. Like, see the little thin part, and the other part you're going to stick it in. You know, I'm just going to grab a flathead screwdriver. Do I have one sitting here? There's a little flathead. Just using a little flathead bit. I'm just going to go in between the two. Oops. Why are you not popping? In between the two and twist. See, they're popping away, and then you pull up. So stick the screwdriver or whatever you have that's flat in there, twist to push them apart. This is hard to do with one hand, and then pull it away. And you can see it's like a little locking clip. A little springy locking clip that goes in that little hole down there. You can do the same with the other side. This is the bulb. The stock bulb. Come on, turn out. And there it is. That's a 194 bulb, a tiny one, or a T4. That's the one you would replace if you wanted to change the color on your lighting. Put that back. I don't know why am I putting that back in there. Anyway, I'm going to keep that. So we're going to pop this side out and be back in 2 seconds. This is like a 10-minute job to replace this. It takes longer to film than it does to actually do. Hold on, back in 1 second. Okay, so all the little four clips are unlocked, and it simply pulls out. And again, I'll tell you, I've had these apart and fixed the switches a few times, but they just don't stay fixed. The design of them doesn't really allow for it. And every time you pull this switch panel apart, you can see the little gouges in the plastic where I've pried it apart before. This panel is not meant to come apart and be repaired. Again, you can do it, but it just takes a beating every time. And eventually doesn't really want to go back together that well. It gets just a little chunky. So the replacement is by far the better way to go. So you take your new one, there's no way to get it wrong. place it in and snap the 4 feet in. And we're done. We hook up the wiring in the back. And the wire to the, don't forget the wire to the cigarette lighter is like this. It's the positive and negative for the cigarette lighter, and then I've got a LED bulb in there. And it's a socket with a bulb in it that pops up in here to light your ashtray. So that'll come out as one when you pull it apart with the bulb in that base there. So you just have to be very careful that you don't lose it. So I'm just going to plug everything back in and reverse the procedure, and all done. Nothing more to really tell you. Like I said, this is a 10-minute job. It's pretty damn fast. Yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, all the wiring is hooked back up. I've got the engine running so I can test everything and make sure all the window switches work and the door locks and the defrogger, and to test and see if the that little light bulb is working. Just look underneath. You can see the light glowing there. And once you see that, you know you're all good. Make sure the wires are all, nothing's going to be in the way. Put the front feet in those 2 holes. Gently push down. Oh, this little foot did not go in that hole. Oh, bugger. Oh, this one part back here, you kind of have to get around. See that little lip there? Once it goes in, this part of the switch assembly kind of rubs against it. So apparently the little foot in the front didn't go all the way in on this side. There we go. So it's now locked in place. Gear lever surround goes back in. And everything else can go back together. Put the little console in. Make sure you don't bunch up any of the wires there. Just push them forward so they're not covered by anything. Put the console in, 2 screws, done. Anyway, that's it. All I can think of. Thanks for watching.